Alright folks, welcome back. We're taking a hard look at 5 firearms that manage recoil so well it almost feels like you're breaking the rules. Now, let's be clear. There is no such thing as zero recoil. Physics is still physics. But the guns on this list get us about as close as you can possibly get. I could have easily made this a list of 5 compensated 9mm race guns. But that's not what we're doing. Instead, I wanted to pull from different corners of the market, so there's something here for everyone. We're talking concealed carry high-end custom builds and practical platforms. This list is all about a soft recoil impulse that delivers flat shooting and lets you get back on target fast. Let's get right into it. Number 5. Ruger Security 380. Coming in at number 5 is the Ruger Security 380. Now this one is all about practical concealed carry. When I look for a gun that's easy to manage, reliable, and won't beat up your hands, the Security 380 is one of the first that comes to mind. This is a subcompact pistol chambered in 380 ACP. It's built for the realities of everyday carry. If you're dealing with reduced hand strength, maybe some arthritis, or you just don't want to fight the gun, this is a fantastic option. Ruger's light rack system makes the slide incredibly easy to manipulate. It's got a polymer frame, a 3-inch barrel, and the footprint is right around that of a Glock 26. But it's got a great capacity for its size, 12+1, or you can run the extended mag for 15+1. Now here's the part that'll surprise you. This thing is absurdly soft shooting. Even weighing in at only 20 ounces, the pistol just does not move in your hand. It's a combination of the locked breech action and the milder 380 cartridge in a frame that can easily soak it up. You can run drills with this, and it just hums. It's incredibly controllable. The accuracy is more than adequate for defensive work. The recoil is barely there, and you can carry it all day long. Now look, 380 ACP is not a powerhouse. We all know that. But with modern defensive ammunition, it is absolutely viable for a self-defense situation. And the ability to put multiple rounds on target, quickly and accurately, cannot be overstated. The best part? You can find these for around $300. For that price, the level of shootability you get is almost impossible to beat. Number 4. Nighthawk TRS Comp. Alright, at number 4, we are swinging to the complete other end of the spectrum. This is one of the softest shooting 9mm period. The Nighthawk TRS Comp. This is a 2011, which means you're getting that sweet 1911 trigger in a double-stack configuration. You're looking at a steel slide, a steel frame, and an aluminum grip. This thing is built like a bank vault, and precision is the only word that comes to mind. The recoil on this pistol, it isn't just light, it's practically non-existent. It has a beautifully integrated single-port compensator. It takes 20-plus round magazines, it comes optics ready, and it has a trigger that breaks like a thin sheet of glass right at 3.5 pounds. This is the definition of a race gun. It's one of those pistols that genuinely makes you a better shooter. I remember running this on a Texas Star and the plate rack just melted. The dot just doesn't leave the target. Reliability is, of course, absolutely bomb-proof. This is a Nighthawk. Every single pistol is built from the ground up by one gunsmith from start to finish, and you feel that craftsmanship every single time you press the trigger. Now here's the reality check. These start north of $5,000. You're going to wait a long time to get one. And when you do, you'll probably treat it like a '69 Camaro. But man, it is hard not to appreciate what Nighthawk does. The performance, the fit and finish, it's the total package. Number 3. Grand Power Stribog SP9. A3. For our number 3 spot, we are moving into the pistol caliber carbine category. Now, I was tempted to put something like the JP5 in here. But I wanted a platform that delivers that same experience without a $2,000 plus price tag. And that leads us to the Grand Power Stribog SP9A3. This is a roller-delayed 9mm platform. If you're thinking MP5 style mechanics, you are exactly right, but in a much more modern package. And here's the best part. You can usually get into one of these for under $1,000. Take this thing to the range, and you will immediately understand the appeal. You're shooting affordable ammo, you're ringing steel. And the recoil impulse is so soft it feels more like a .22 long rifle than a 9mm. See, a lot of people don't realize a straight blowback 9mm PCC like an AR-9, it actually has a sharper, heavier recoil impulse than a standard 5.56 AR-15. That's why this roller delay system is such a big deal. It smooths everything out and just soaks up that energy. It turns the 9mm into an incredibly flat shooting package. The Stribog isn't just a range toy either. The reliability on these later gen models is solid. They are accurate, and they are more than dependable enough to serve as a primary home defense gun. Plus, with that rear Picatinny rail, you can add a folding brace or a stock and keep the whole thing very compact. Bottom line, the SP9A3 puts that smooth, roller-delayed performance within reach of the average shooter, and that is a huge win. Number 2. Smith & Wesson M&P 57. Moving on to number 2, this is one of the lightest recoiling full-size pistols on the market today. The Smith & Wesson M&P 57. First, you have to talk about the cartridge itself. The 57x28 was designed to be flat shooting and low recoil, but Smith & Wesson took it a step further with their tempo barrel system. Now, this isn't just marketing hype. Unlike the FN or the Ruger 5.7, this M&P is not a delayed blowback gun. It is a gas-operated, two-piece rotating barrel system. It stays locked just a fraction of a second longer, which results in an even smoother, softer recoil impulse. It is noticeably softer than its competitors. The capacity is fantastic. You get 20 rounds in a flush-fit magazine plus one in the chamber. The grip is comfortable. And I'll say it, the trigger is one of the best flat-faced triggers I have ever felt come out of the M&P factory. The gun comes optics ready. It has a threaded barrel, so you're ready for a suppressor or a compensator right out of the box. When you run this gun fast, it just doesn't move. For a new shooter or for anyone who wants a full-size pistol that is just an absolute joy to shoot, this M&P 57 is a game changer. Number 1. Taran Tactical Gen 12. And at the number 1 spot, we have the single softest shooting 12 gauge I have ever put my hands on. The Taran Tactical Gen 12. Look, I've run a lot of shotguns. My Benelli M4 has always been my benchmark for a soft shooting semi-auto. The Beretta A300 Patrol is another fantastic choice. But the first time I got behind this Gen 12, everything else felt obsolete. This is an AR-style magazine-fed 12 gauge, and unlike so many other AR shotguns on the market, this one runs. It runs hard and it runs reliably. You're looking at an 18.5-inch barrel. You've got a mid-barrel compensator and a massive muzzle brake. It's running a hyperfire trigger. It takes up to 13-round magazines. And it has an M-lock rail system that feels like it belongs on a high-end rifle. The magic is that recoil mitigation system. That brake and that comp, working together, they cut the felt recoil by at least half compared to any other 12 gauge I've fired. I am not exaggerating. It feels less like a 12 gauge and more like a .308 battle rifle. The controls are fully ambidextrous. The magwell is flared for competition speed reloads. And because it's built on an AR platform, you can adjust your stock just like a carbine. Yes, the price tag is steep. You're looking at about $4,900. But this thing runs like a Formula One race car, and it has the reliability that Taran Tactical is known for. For any shooter who wants a 12 gauge that absolutely refuses to punish your shoulder, the Gen 12 is, without a doubt, the king of the hill. So there you have it. 5 different platforms from 5 different categories that all excel at taming recoil. From a $300 carry pistol all the way up to a $5,000 custom race gun. It just proves that low recoil doesn't have to mean one specific thing. If you enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and hit that like button. Drop a comment down below and let me know what your pick is for the softest shooting gun you've ever fired. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more content just like this heading your way. Stay safe. We'll see you on the next one.